All right, we're going to go ahead and record and let's go ahead and get into today's meditation, which is about accountability. Accountability. What seeds are we planting? Are we holding ourselves responsible for our choices, our words, our thoughts? We are the ones in control. We are the ones writing the story. We are the ones that are creating the reality that we live in. And we need to hold ourselves accountable for what we are creating, right? And it's not from a place of judgment. We don't judge ourselves. We don't hate ourselves. We don't beat ourselves up. This is a place to acknowledge and discern and grow and all of the higher vibrational stuff, right? So let's go ahead and close our eyes. All right, guys. Make sure you're settling into that space. And with each inhale and exhale, we are inhaling things that we want to bring in: clarity, love, hope, resilience. And we want to exhale tension, distraction, self-judgment, bringing our awareness fully into this present moment where we are just focusing on our breath, focusing on us. Now, as we're breathing, bring your awareness to some choices that you have made recently. We're not judging this. We are not criticizing. We are just witnessing, just observing. Every thought, every word, every action that you take is planting a seed into the soil of your life. Some of these seeds will grow into opportunities, joy, abundance. Some seeds may not sprout, or they grow into lessons, experiences that guide us to shift. How do we learn what we like and we don't like if we don't try? Notice where your energy has been flowing. How have your actions been aligned with the vision that you hold for yourself? Have your daily choices been nurturing the garden of your dreams or feeding old patterns? Observe, don't judge. Let yourself gently acknowledge what has supported your growth and what may have held you back. Again, do not judge. We're just observing. What has helped you in your growth? Accountability is not punishment. It is the sacred practice of taking ownership of your energy. When you own your choices, when you take accountability, you also reclaim your power to redirect them. Now imagine yourself standing in a wide open field. And in your hands, you carry a pouch of seeds. These seeds represent your actions, your intentions, and your choices. Ahead of you is fertile soil. You bend down and begin planting. With each seed, whisper an intention. I plant seeds of love. I plant seeds of courage. I plant seeds of discipline. I plant seeds of joy. And as you see the seeds entering the earth, glowing with possibility, notice how it feels to place them there consciously with accountability. Now imagine the time passing, the sun rising and setting, the rain nourishing the soil. See your seeds sprouting, growing into the manifestations that you planted. Relationships, opportunities, inner peace, abundance. Breathe into the feeling of gratitude for your role as co-creator. You are responsible for attending to your garden. You are responsible for aligning your actions with your intentions. What is your intention? What are you creating by taking this action? What are you creating by having this thought? What are you creating by saying those words? Hold yourself accountable. With accountability comes freedom. The freedom to shift, the freedom to nurture, the freedom to grow. Let's take a deep collective inhale here. Exhale out the mouth. Now, before we come out of this space, let's all join hands in circling Mother Earth, holding space for her every morning. As she literally turned herself into a planet for us to come down and experience what it's like to be human. Let's extend love, resilience, hope, strength, kindness, any other high vibration out to her right now, out to everyone else who is in this dimension with us. Understanding, compassion, forgiveness, grace, love, love, love. Let's go ahead and come out of this space. Before we go into our intuition test, we are going to come out and we will go back in. So go ahead and open up your eyes, give your fingertips and toes a little bit of a jingle jangle. And we're going to go into the intuition test and then we're going to talk about the meditation. I am not in Hawaii, Maryland. I really wish I were though, but I am called the Hapa healer because as the Hawaiians like to call half Asians, which I am, are Hapa, but I'm also half Mexican, which I am rare. I am My mix is unusual and special, and I used to hate it growing up, and now I love it because there are not a lot of me. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and go into today's intuition test. Go ahead and take a look at my hand. Before you say anything, don't guess. I am going to tell you it is something round, okay? Something circle. What is it? So close your eyes. Don't guess. You already know the shape of it. So take a deep inhale. Clear out your mind. Imagine a blank piece of paper, a cloud, whatever. Just clear it out. Focus on your breath. Okay? Before I say anything, go ahead and put in the comments. People think they're so clever. Thick Taka. I want you to know that your sarcasm or the energy or all this stuff that you're putting out, that's going to come back to you times 1,000. If you want to be respected in life and you want to be taken seriously, respect and honor other people's spaces and what they are doing. If you're not here to contribute anything to anyone other than sarcasm where it's not in the right place, I'm a comedian. I'm all about being funny. That's not funny. Not even a little bit. Not even at all. And I get paid to tell jokes. So I know funny. Okay? Thick taka. So go do yourself a favor and go figure out why you do and say things like that. And look at how your life is and how your actions and words are causing what's going on in your life. Literally what we talked about in today's meditation about accountability. You should try it. Okay, guys. I don't have any of my moderators on, so just wanted to give that little message. Okay. Right? An egg, a quarter. Ooh, sobriety chip, stone. What do we have over here? Blue button, silver sphere, green, red or green marble. I do have some sobriety chips. I should do that. It was a dime, a dime, a dime. Purple Play-Doh ball. That's a good one too, though. It was a dime, so silver, maybe a ball. Yeah, I said round, and then I was like circle. So round probably threw people off. Grand Rising, Kate, how are you? So yeah, that's probably what threw people off. But okay, let's go back really quickly to the meditation before we go into some readings. I might have time for readings. I'll definitely have time for readings for subscribers. Who is the one subscriber? Da, 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 da. Oh, hi, Tila. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on, I'm looking. Okay, anyway, let's get back to this. All right, guys. So accountability, right? And then I'm going to do some readings for the subscribers. You must hold yourself accountable for your actions. Thank you for your actions, your words, your mindset. So many of us, how many people are like, I'm praying, I go to church, I'm meditating, I'm doing all these things, but none of it's working. You can't just do one thing and not look at the whole picture, right? You can be meditating in the morning and taking this and setting your day, but then you go out throughout the day and you're not using any of your tools. You're popping off, you're being impatient. It was so crazy because in the meditation, when we were sitting there and it was like, bring up a memory. Yesterday, I was doing homework with my daughter. She's only in the second grade. And there were two words, and the last three letters were the exact same. So she spelled it correctly in the first. Oh, it was logic and magic. Logic, She spelled logic. I said logic. She's like, no problem. And then she goes to spell magic and she puts Majec. And I'm like, you just spelled logic. Like, how do you, like, I didn't get, and I'm not patient. I am not patient when it comes to that. She started getting upset. I was getting upset. And in that moment, it's like, so while we were in that meditation, it's like accountability. I'm holding myself accountable for how I lose my patience. And I'm sitting here like, I want to do it again. Instead of getting frustrated and saying, I never want to do homework with her again, I'm really looking forward to this evening and doing homework with her and really consciously setting my intention to be the most patient mom why do I get upset that she, and it's like my dad used to do the same thing, like, how do you not get that? But and actually my parents were immigrants. They didn't really help me with my homework. I was on my own. So just anything though, my dad would try to teach me. It would like he would lose his patience. So this was like a learned behavior that I have, but it's not an excuse, right? So I'm looking forward to tonight to holding myself accountable and allowing myself to have more patience with Luna when I do her homework. It's like, why it's so frustrating to me because I'm like, why? Why did I get frustrated yesterday? Why did I get upset? And then, at the end of the night when I was saying goodnight to her, I hugged her and I was like, I am so sorry. I'm sorry for losing my patience. I am sorry for not being, a better teacher where I can have more patience. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And she was like, it's okay. And she gave me a hug. And here's the thing where I know, I tell people heal yourself so that your kids don't have to go to therapy and heal
Mhm.
you. Go ahead, Karina, teachers.
Oh, well, the very first thing you said whenever you said she spelled that, I would have said, so next time you see, and you can just be playful, I would have said, wow, that is really clever. It does sound like it should have a J and an E. I am so impressed. English does not make any sense. There's no logic in it. You have to remember how to spell magic. And this way, you know what I mean? Just and make it fun, make it into a song. I Luna
Yes.
loves song. So and you know what? Give yourself grace.
Yeah.
Like you're doing who they're not every mom is sitting with their child in
Yeah.
the first place, helping.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like
And
my
you're
mom knows.
apologizing if you're not in a good space. So you're amazing. So
Look, somebody
you're
wrote on
amazing.
TikTok, English makes no sense at all. It doesn't. It doesn't. And thank you, Karina. And you know what's so crazy? Like Karina's a teacher. And so as she was saying, like, make it fun. That's literally what I was thinking last night. I was like, why? I'm so like fun and joking. But why? Like, why? And that's why I said triggers, right? Like, why? Why? It was so unnecessary. And exactly, I was like, why didn't I make it fun? Why? I'm expecting her brain to process words that I already know. And then I'm getting upset. She's learning. I'm supposed to be teaching her and helping her. And instead, I'm getting frustrated and exactly like Karina, how you said, like, wow, I can see how the J, how you thought it was that. Like, yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm actually looking forward to doing homework with her tonight and shifting the way I do things because people ask, how do you change? How do you change things? Do it. Fucking do it. I don't like how I behaved last night. I'm not proud of the way that I did homework. I am aware of it. I am now holding myself accountable for it. And then today, I'm going to make a conscious effort to shift that energy and change it. Do you know what I mean? And Karina, it's so funny that you said that because my mom was like, every day, read with them, do extra homework with them. And I looked at her like, you got your nerve, lady. You never did homework with me. And she was like, I couldn't speak English. She's like, I didn't
Fair.
speak English. How
Fair.
can I help you? Right? I'm like, fair enough, lady. Fair enough. I'm like, and then I wanted to get like, I wanted to come back with, but you knew math. But then she was going to be like, but she said one of the hardest things raising my sister and I was not being able to communicate with us.
Wow.
She thinks in Korean. We speak in English. And this is what upsets me about America and Americans and why I have to get over my resentments. When we moved to America when I was 5, I spoke fluent Korean. Fluent. I didn't even speak English, right? When we moved to America, all I had to do was learn English, and I would have been completely trilingual. Like I am trilingual now, but I speak English and Korean like second. Korean, I speak like a kindergartner. Spanish, I'll give myself middle school, high school, right? She was so scared that Americans were so mean to my mom and so cruel that she was terrified of how my sister and I were going to be treated, that she stopped speaking Korean in our house. She completely stopped speaking. I'm getting upset. And we forgot it, almost all of it. And then now here my mom is. And it's hard not being able to communicate with your own mom. Things that she wants to say and express, she could only express in Korean. Things that I want to say and express, I express in English. And again, accountability. I can still learn Korean and I know it enough. Like when I went to Penn State, I intentionally took Korean so I learned how to read and write it. So I know how to read and write it because I taught myself. I was like, no, I want to know how to read and write Korean. So I took it at Penn State and I learned how to read and write it. It made my mom so proud. So I know how to read Korean. I know exactly what those symbols are. So that I'm proud of that. Do you know what I mean? Like I can read Korean. And I'm super proud of that. I took that back. You know what I mean? Like when you feel powerless, take your power back. And that's why when I tell people like why I have resentments, that's why I still have resentments because of hate. My mom completely took, I lost a whole language because of the hate. And my mom was terrified of how we were going to be treated. How horrible is that? How fucked up is that? Do you know what I mean? So that is why all the things that have happened recent have been very triggering for me. Do you know what I mean? Because I know what hate sounds like. When people say certain words or express them in a certain way, I know what it sounds like. I've lived with it my whole life. And Christina just made a point. I didn't lose language. I lost connection. I lost a relationship with my mom. When my Korean grandma was dying and sick, couldn't even ask her, like, what do you need? How can I help you? Now, thanks to technology, we have Google Translate. And to be honest with you, they don't translate things. Even Google Translate can't, because anybody who speaks more than one language, and you guys know this, things don't translate. When they say things get lost in translation, they do. There are certain sayings, meanings, emotions, things that are different. So you can't, because I've tried. I have a mom that speaks Korean. And so there have been times that I've tried to say things and I'm like, oh, or when she's trying to explain something to me and she gets frustrated and she's like, oh, so she'll literally go to Google Translate, or I'll go to Google Translate to try to, like, if there's a word like animosity, right? How do I don't know that word in Korean. And it's hard to explain to my mom, so I'll go to Google Translate and I'm like animosity, and it'll just spell out animosity in Korean. Animosity. So it won't even like translate the word. It just spells it like how they would say it phonetically, which cracks me the fuck up because I'll read it, I'll be like animosity, and I'm like, no, I'm not trying to like spell it phonetically. Like, what's that word in Korean? So even Google Translate, right? But it all comes down to accountability. What am I doing? Who am I? How am I showing up? What do I want in my life? I want to be able to speak and read this language, right? So I can take classes. I can sign up for Google. And there's so many different dialects within a language. Exactly. Look at the Chinese. The Chinese have like multiple dialects, which is crazy if you think about it, right? But even in the US, when I thought about that, even in the US, it's true. When you go down south, they have a southern accent. You go to New York, they got a New York accent. Where did that come from? The food is different. Like if you go to New York, like the bodegas, like the egg and cheese sandwiches, you can't get that anywhere else. I miss my egg and cheese sandwiches on a roll. Bagels are big in New York. You know, pizza. You go down south, it's like fried greens, collard greens, barbecue. Like they love barbecue. Like I love barbecue, but you go to California, it's a lot of like Hispanic food, like tacos and enchiladas. So even within the US, if you think about it, you know what I mean? There's a lot going on. Um, Charlene, you can schedule a reading. I can absolutely help you figure out what's going on with your husband. Go to my website and schedule a reading and we'll talk. Um, but guys, accountability. Does anybody want to talk about what happened in the meditation? What came through? Okay. That's okay too. I'm gonna cop over. So I'm gonna shut down the YouTube, guys. I will see you all mañana. I love you guys.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you. I'll talk to you later.